I never planned to become someone else. Not for real. But one summer, the one right before everything changed, my best friend Erin looked me in the eyes and asked the one question that would rewrite my life. Would you pretend to be my girlfriend, just for a little while? Now, don't get the wrong idea. Erin and I were just friends. We'd been practically glued together since community college, late-night gaming, weekend car shows, backyard burgers, the works. He was the loud one, the show-off, with his aviator sunglasses and endless parade of vintage band tees. I was more background. Quiet. Thoughtful. A little too shy around girls, a little too careful with how I spoke. Not the ladies' man type. That never mattered to us until people started talking. Erin worked at this upscale boutique hotel downtown, and I freelanced in tech support, bouncing between small gigs. We didn't work together, but we hung out constantly, enough that some of Erin's coworkers began gossiping. At first, it was just teasing. Then came the whispers. Then came Erin's dad asking if we were more than friends. And for Erin, a guy whose father defined masculinity by how many girls you dated, that was a line he couldn't let get crossed. So when Erin sat me down that June afternoon and asked me to go out in public dressed like a woman, posing as his girlfriend, I laughed. You serious? I asked, staring over my iced coffee like he'd just announced he was moving to Mars. I wouldn't ask if I didn't need this, he said, tapping his temple. Image matters. My dad's threatening to cut me off. If I show up with a girlfriend, even once, it kills the talk. Clean slate. And what do I get out of this? I joked. He grinned. Free dinner, my eternal gratitude, and a fun little challenge for your resume, pretending to be someone else for a night. That should be easy, Mr. Escape Room King. I wanted to say no. I should have said no. But something in me stirred. A mix of curiosity and something deeper. A part of me I hadn't looked at in years. A part that whispered, what if you don't hate it? Erin took me shopping that weekend. Not some cliché drag boutique. We went to a high-end department store under the excuse that we were shopping for his cousin's birthday. I don't know why I played along. Maybe because he believed in me so much, or maybe because I wanted to see if it was even possible. You've got delicate features, Ev, he said, holding up a sundress beside me. You've got the face for this. Which is not creepy at all. Shut up. You're gonna rock this. The saleswoman smiled at me in the mirror as I tried on an off-the-shoulder top and jeans. You two make a cute couple, she said. Erin's hand froze halfway through fixing the wig on my head. He looked at me, and for a moment, we both forgot it was an act. Then he cleared his throat. Yeah, we do. I didn't correct her. Why would I? Back at my apartment that night, I stood in front of the mirror, Erin's makeup kit open on the counter. He coached me from the other side of the room. Keep it simple. Light foundation, touch of blush, mascara, and this lipstick. Don't overdo it. I followed his instructions, hands trembling. I'd never done this before. Not even for Halloween. But when I stepped back from the mirror, I didn't see Evan pretending. I saw someone new. Someone real. I touched the mirror gently as if my reflection would vanish. Dude, Erin said behind me. You look amazing. I turned to him. Don't say that unless you mean it. I do. He meant it. We chose a quiet bistro on the edge of town. Somewhere with candlelight and soft music. Somewhere we wouldn't be recognized. He held the door open for me. Pulled out my chair. Played the role perfectly. We laughed. Shared pasta. Even danced, once, just a slow, awkward sway under the patio lights while a guitarist played something soft and romantic. And as his hand rested lightly on the small of my back, I wasn't pretending anymore. We didn't notice the woman 2 tables over. We didn't recognize the man sitting beside her. But they recognized Erin. And by Monday morning, the rumors had evolved again. Only this time, they weren't asking if Erin was gay. They were asking who the mysterious girl was, the one with eyes like storm clouds and a laugh that made Erin forget to check his phone. And Erin? He didn't deny it. Not even once. The next morning, I expected it to all go away. Like a dream you forget by breakfast. I'd wash off the makeup, toss the wig into the closet, and go back to being Evan, the tech guy with too many computer cables and not enough social experience. Just me and my laptop, no heels involved. But when I opened my phone, the first thing I saw was a text from Erin. They're talking about her. Not us. You did it. Followed by a winking emoji and a photo of the two of us from last night. Someone must have snapped it while we danced. I should have felt relief. We'd succeeded. Rumors were dead, his image restored, his father back to calling him son instead of sending passive-aggressive Bible verses. But instead, I felt hollow. Because for the first time in my life, I'd felt seen. Not just as someone who followed others around. Not as a sidekick. But as someone who got attention. Smiles. Compliments. As Eva. And I wasn't ready to let her go. Okay, hear me out, Erin said that evening, walking into my place like he owned it, holding a shopping bag with something soft and floral sticking out. Nope. Not again, I said. It's not for me, well, okay, maybe a little. But everyone's asking who you were. Tasha at work said I should bring you to Carla's engagement party this weekend. You made an impression. I frowned. That's not a good thing. You realize I was wearing fake breasts and a wig, right? He stepped closer. I'm not asking you to lie. I'm asking you to be my plus one. As Eva. I opened my mouth to argue, but part of me didn't want to. It wasn't about doing Erin a favor anymore. It was about doing me a favor. I wanted Eva to exist again. And I hated how natural that desire felt. Erin had bought a new dress. Light lavender. Fitted at the waist with soft, fluttering sleeves. I thought it would suit you, he said shyly. I turned the fabric over in my hands. You picked this out, for me? He shrugged. You looked happy, Ev. And I haven't seen that in a long time. That night, the process wasn't awkward anymore. Shaving. Moisturizer. Curling my own hair just a little, enough to frame my cheekbones. Lip gloss instead of full lipstick this time. A smoky eye. When I looked in the mirror, I didn't just see someone pretending. I saw her. I saw me, the part one had buried so deeply I forgot she existed. Carla's engagement party was packed. Too many people. Too many expectations. But Erin never left my side. He introduced me to everyone as Eva. Nobody batted an eye. In fact, a few people leaned in to whisper how lucky he was. One of them, a woman named Harper, gave me a knowing smile. So how long have you two been together? I paused. Erin answered before I could. A few weeks. My cheeks flushed. New, but real, he added, glancing at me in a way I couldn't read. Was this still an act? Was I still pretending? Back at my apartment, we sat in silence. Erin fiddled with the hem of his jacket, avoiding my eyes. You were incredible tonight, he said. You had the room in the palm of your hand. I wasn't acting, I said. He looked up. What do you mean? I didn't feel like I was pretending. I liked being her. I liked being me. Erin opened his mouth to say something, but closed it again. The tension between us wasn't just about makeup and wigs anymore. Something had changed. Then he whispered, so, who are you when no one's watching? I didn't answer. Because I wasn't sure yet. That night, I opened a private folder on my laptop. I labeled it Eva. Inside, I added photos. Notes on makeup brands. Hair tutorials. A wish list of clothes I never thought I'd buy. And one audio note to myself. This wasn't supposed to go this far. But maybe it's exactly where I was meant to go. I wish I could say that everything after the party was crystal clear. That I figured myself out overnight, picked a name, picked a life, and walked confidently into it like the strong woman the movies promised I could be. But it wasn't like that at all. It was foggy. Messy. Quietly thrilling and terrifying in equal measure. I was still Evan at work. Still the guy with the headphones and the cluttered desk. But Eva was becoming real in the spaces between. She lived in the mirror. She lived in the way I walked down the hall when no one was watching. She lived in the way Erin looked at me differently now. And then, someone found her. It started with a knock. I was at Erin's place, Eva was, I should say. We just finished watching a documentary and eating pizza, the kind of chill Friday night that didn't need to be anything more. I was lounging in leggings and an oversized hoodie, no makeup, hair in a soft ponytail. Relaxed. Comfortable. And then the door opened. Erin, I forgot my... The girl froze in the doorway. Slim, sharply dressed, makeup flawless. Her name was Jenna, Aaron's coworker, sometimes fling, always too nosy. Her eyes locked on me. Her expression didn't scream confusion. It screamed calculation. "Oh," she said, a cruel smile slowly forming. "Didn't know you had company." Aaron stood up fast. "Jenna, not now." She tilted her head. "No, it's fine. I didn't mean to interrupt your evening." I stood up slowly, heart pounding. "I was just leaving." "No, stay," she said. "I mean, Aaron's never mentioned you." "How do you two know each other?" "She's my girlfriend," Aaron blurted. That was the first lie. The second one came when Jenna leaned in and whispered as she passed me on the way out. "You're not the first guy I've seen try this little trick." 2 days later, Aaron's phone buzzed nonstop. Whispers were flying around his job that he was dating someone unusual. That someone had screenshots of Eva's Instagram account, one I barely used, but stupidly hadn't locked down. "She's going to out you," I said, pacing in my apartment. Aaron shook his head. "No, she's going to out you." I stared at him. "She doesn't think I care," he continued. "But she thinks this'll humiliate you. She thinks Eva is a mask you'll be too ashamed to defend." I sat down hard. "Is she right?" He looked at me for a long time. "I don't know," he said finally. "Are you?" That night, I stood in front of the mirror again, not in costume, not for a date, just me. Barefaced. Quiet. Real. And I asked the question I'd been avoiding. If no one else existed, would I still want to be her? The answer didn't come in words. It came in peace. In stillness. In the way I didn't want to take the hoodie off. In the way I didn't miss the weight of pretending to be someone I wasn't. I opened the laptop. Changed the Instagram username to @EvaLivesNow. Then I uploaded my first real post. A simple selfie. No filters. No smiles. Just truth. This started as a favor. Now it's just me. Minutes after the post went up, I got a DM from someone I hadn't heard from in years. "Jamie," they slashed them. "Hey. I don't know if you remember me from college, but I saw your post. I'm really proud of you. If you ever need to talk to someone who's been through something similar, I'm here." And that was the first time I cried as Eva. Not out of fear, but relief. I wasn't alone. I wasn't crazy. And maybe I wasn't done becoming who I was meant to be. The next time we saw each other, he didn't look like himself. He was quiet. Nervous. "I saw your post," he said. I nodded. I should have said something that night. When Jenna showed up. When you asked me if she was right. I waited. "I don't care what they say at work," he continued. "I don't care what my dad thinks. But I do care about you. Anne. I don't know what this means yet, but when I'm with you, whether it's Evan or Eva, I feel more like me." I blinked. "Are you saying?" "I don't know what I'm saying," he said. "I just know I'm not faking anymore. And I don't think you're either." That night, I got another message, this one anonymous. A throwaway account. Anonymous. "You think you're brave. But your secret's not safe. I know who you really are." I stared at the message for what felt like hours. "You think you're brave. But your secret's not safe. I know who you really are." My fingers hovered above the keyboard. Block. Report. Ignore. That's what I should have done. Instead, I typed back. "Who are you?" No reply. Just silence. And that silence wasn't empty. It watched me. For days after, I felt it like a shadow just out of frame, in every reflective window, every passing glance, every new follower on my barely used social media accounts. I told myself I was overreacting, that it was just a troll. But deep down, I knew. This wasn't random. Someone wanted me to disappear. I tried to go back to normal. Put Eva back in her drawer, like an outfit I could take off. But something had shifted. No matter how I dressed, no matter what name I used at the coffee shop, or who I was logged in as at work. I was Eva now. And the more I denied her, the more fractured I felt. Aaron noticed it before I did. "You're pulling away," he said one night, sitting on my couch, his thumbs twiddling nervously. "I'm just tired." "No," he said. "You're scared. You think if you step too far into this, there's no going back." He was right. Whoever sent that message, I whispered, they know me. They could tell my job, my landlord, my parents. He reached across the table and took my hand. Then let them. If they're threatening you with the truth, maybe it's time the truth stops being a threat.